Imagine waking up one day and everything feels so quiet. Not a peaceful quiet, but a kind of silence where in your own thoughts feels louder than the world. You reach for your phone, no new messages. You scroll through social media, no new updates. You glance at your mirror and suddenly, right at that time, you're not just seeing your reflection, you're facing your reality. You see the person you pretend to be, calm, composed, confident, in control. But right behind that, you see the version of yourself nobody knows. Tired, uncertain, and questioning if all of it will ever work out. Here's the truth. No one is coming to prove you. Nobody, nor your friends, nor your family, nor your colleagues. The world will only believe in you once you have shown them who you are. Because it's not about waiting proof. It's about becoming it. One of the most common barriers we face is doubt. Self-doubt, to be more precise. We've all been there, we've all faced it silently when no one's looking at or when no one's watching us. We've all been there. It creeps in right when our plans start to fall apart, when our efforts doesn't match results, or when we put a lot of efforts and we give our all and still we don't see any visible results. But here's the truth. Every single person who has ever achieved something really extraordinary was once exactly where you are. Unseen, unproven, and uncertain. But the only difference was, they didn't wait for someone else to declare their worth. Instead, they came, they worked hard, and they chose to become the evidence of what's possible. Because life doesn't hand you certificates of belief. You have to gain it. You have to gain it through your work, through your persistence, and through showing up again and again and again every single time when every single thing tells you to stop. When you decide to become your proof, it doesn't start with grand victories. It starts with these small, unglamorous acts of doing what you said you would do every single day, even when no one's watching. That's where discipline enters. Discipline is not a punishment. It's not the opposite of freedom. It is freedom. The people who are disciplined are the ones who are truly experiencing freedom. If you're indisciplined, it means you're not free. You're addicted. You're addicted or you're caught up by your addictions. Because when you master the small moments, when you choose what you want now or what you want the most, or when you choose what you want the most or what you want now, you realize something extraordinary, that you're now controlling the direction of your life. One of my favorite quotes about discipline was put forward by Mr. Jim Rohn, where he said, discipline is a bridge between your goals and your accomplishments. Because you can set whatever goals you want, and you can mark on your Google calendars or say Apple Notes, but being disciplined is the key to achieving those goals. As a famous quote goes, there are two ways people see the world. Some people see the thing that they want, and some people see the thing which prevents them from getting what they want. I now invite everyone in the room to close your eyes for 5 seconds and imagine one thing that you really want. Everyone, please close your eyes for 5 seconds. Start from now. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Imagine one thing that you really want. And done. Please open your eyes. Everyone, please open your eyes and ask yourself, what's one thing you can do today to move towards it? That's discipline. That's exactly what discipline is. These small things or these small actions you take today wouldn't mean much, but it will pave the path towards your goals. Because discipline is not about being perfect. It's about showing up through consistency every single time. Waking up from your bed when you're not feeling like to, making your bed, setting up micro goals, cutting off all the distractions that steals away your purpose. When you do these things, these simple things every single day, you're sending a message to your brain that I am someone who keeps promises to myself. That's where self-belief begins, and that's where self-respect grows. Because discipline is not about control. It's about becoming that person who doesn't really need to be pushed anymore. If discipline is the foundation of your proof, mental strength gives it resilience. The world will demand, the world will, put you through a lot of tests. Your job will demand, your body will tire, setbacks will mock you. But the question is, will you crumble or will you stand firm? Think of one person whom you admire, someone who has achieved something extraordinary. That person have fallen, got back, kept going until he reached his goal. Their success or their secret wasn't luck. Their secret was here, was mental strength. They looked failure right in their eyes and told it, "You don't define me." Failure doesn't define them. They looked failure right into their eyes and told them every single time they were down that you won't define me, because mental strength is not about being unshaken. It's about getting up every single time when you crumble. You might ask, what are the 3 methods to gain mental strength? It's not easy. I know it's never easy. But one of the most 3 common ways which I believe is effective is, first is to accept discomfort. Every champion in their journey to success went through a lot of discomfort. They were never comfortable. Second would be to reframe your setbacks. Instead of why me, start asking what's next for me so that I can overcome that as well. The number 3 would be to guard your inner voice. Speak to yourself like you would speak to your best friend. If discipline molds your action and mental strength anchors your voice, you start to realize something extraordinary is going to happen. You don't just live for yourself. Your story reaches beyond you. People will now know you, not for what you have, but what for you have become. Because influence, or true influence, it doesn't start in silence. It doesn't start on the stage. It starts in silence. It starts when people see you fighting battles they didn't know you were fighting and win. And that's when they'll be thinking to yourself that if they can, maybe I can too. Because influence is not about speeches or followers. It's about example. Your life should be the message. Because people don't follow what you say. People follow what you show. The greatest way, what I believe is the greatest way to influence people is not to tell someone to do it. The greatest way to influence someone is to do it, get the results, and show them it can be done. Because as I said, people don't follow what you say, they follow what you do. Because influence doesn't come from authority, it comes from authenticity. It doesn't come from preaching, it comes from doing. So let's club all together. Discipline builds the foundation. Mental strength gives the engine. And through your example, you influence the world around you. And one of my most common problems people face is what I've heard multiple times is they're not motivated enough. With all due respect, let me ask you, what is motivation? What on earth is motivation? If something has to be done, it has to be done. Period. That's it. Motivation is a feeling. Like all the other feelings, it will fade away one time after a specific amount of time. But discipline is a decision. It stays. The world doesn't reward people who wait for inspiration, but the world rewards people who move without it. That's how it is. So don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait for the perfect mood, or don't wait for the perfect sign or something else. Just start. Even if it's messy, just begin. Even if it's uncertain, just start. Because one day when you look back, you'll realize that you didn't just wait for the proof. You became it. And that's the power of becoming your own proof. Thank you so much.